Okay, good evening. Riaz, gorgeous Thailand. Jeps, Jeps, gorgeous Thailand. Who cares about the Philippines? We want Thailand fully open. Eddie Jones, finish your soapy massage, lad. Brian Ashmore, hurry up, lol. So, someone tell me, please. I'm having problems with this bloody webcam. How is the sound and how is the vision? How's the sound and how's the vision? I'm going to pour myself a Sangsum and Delilah here. I'm going to pour myself a nice little glass of, that's rum, isn't it? A special rum. Why did I think this was whiskey? I thought this was bloody whiskey for so long. But it's tasty stuff. Tasty. Very, very tasty. Nice. Nice. Gorgeous sound. All good, Eddie. Okay. Welsh John. Okay, there's a little symbol down, to try and get the light a little bit better here. And anyway, so a little symbol, so I can't read the bottom of the chat. But never mind, nothing's perfect. Hello, Welsh John. Hello, Ed. How are you, pal? I hope you're heading to the Philippines. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure about that just yet. I'm in Pattaya right now. Craig Carter sounds great. Picture good too. That's good. Maybe I'm getting used to this bloody thing here. I'm getting used to looking at it. It's over there somewhere. The chat, the screen's over there and the webcam's over there. I'll mention just before, as I mentioned, in the last live stream, is that I was on the airplane coming from London to Bangkok, and when I was actually on the airplane, I remembered, Jesus, I've forgotten my webcam, my Logitech. So now I've got this bloody inferior thing here. But Dixie Enormous, thanks for that super chat. Okay, I'm going to show that on the screen there. I'm going to show that on the screen. Dixie Enormous. I wish I did. It's sound and picture enormous. What am I talking about? Jeez, how much have I had to drink? Sound and picture, great fella. That is great to hear. And thank you for that super chat. Dixie Enormous, a real big thank you for that one. Okay, cheers. HF whatever. Hey up, Eddie, how are you? Batman Child, let me know. Okay, all right, okay. Martin Ryder, another day in paradise. Said you can. Yeah, nice to hear from you, Martin Ryder. If anybody knowledgeable, Martin, he comes in this chat quite a lot. Very knowledgeable about his traveling. When you say another day in paradise, let me just get something off my chest. Right now, I'm here in Pattaya. I'm going to be here for quite a while, and relaxing and doing whatever I want. I don't have to get up early in the morning. I'm not working here other than my YouTube stuff. And you know something? I just don't seem to have the time for anything. There always seems to be something to do. Somebody said to me, a few years ago, a guy who'd worked all his life, he took early retirement. I said to him a year later, how are you finding retirement? Do you find things to do? He said, I find so much to do. I don't know how I ever found time to work. I mean, that's the way I feel right now. There's always things to do. Jesus Christ, I haven't even had a dirty massage since last week. And I need to, oh my God, I haven't found time to get one. Okay, Kipax, sound is great, picture is good. Okay, that's good now. Maybe I'm finally getting used to the hang of this bloody inferior webcam thing. Okay, Rant and Rave 30, hi, what's a nice symbol? It's Sangsum and Delilah. No, it isn't. It's Sangsum rum. I used to have a little teensy bit of Coca-Cola, but that's nice. That is nice. That's tasty stuff. I like it. You get it from the 7-Eleven. Jack the Lad, Cambodia. I'm never going back to Thailand. I'm going Philippines and Cambodia. Well, good for you, mate. Good for you, mate. I mean, it seems to me that Thailand is, oh, Jesus. I mean, they've reintroduced the test and go. But there's always something that you think, what have they done that for? It's this bloody day 5 thing. It's okay having your first night's quarantine in a hotel, providing you test negative, of course. But then worrying for about 5 days and then having to stay in a hotel at the end of it. And, worrying that you might test out. It's dreadful. Is there another country that's actually doing that? I can't think of that. I think Thailand's the only country that's actually doing that right now. Let's see. Leo Malley, booking flights to Manila tomorrow at Emirates via Dubai. 2-month breakout last. Good for you, mate. Good for you, Lee. Okay, 132 people in the chat. We'll start cracking on with what we think of the Philippines. Now, the big excitement, and it is an excitement because a lot of people have messaged me. I haven't mentioned the Philippines, throughout this journey. But when the news broke last week, the Philippines is opening from the 10th of February. Well, that's great news. It's a progression. Of course, a progression, and it doesn't seem to have the restrictions that Thailand has. You've still got to have a PCR test within 48 hours of boarding that aircraft, which is, I think that's not very good because it's flying long haul anyway. Is stressful enough without having to bloody have a PCR test within 48 hours. But the thing is, when you land it, I think it's okay. I think that providing you've had all the vaccines and all this kind of stuff, I think it's okay. But it's open on February the 10th. That's next week. That's about a week today or a week tomorrow or whenever. But will it be open? Okay, it's going to be open. That's when it starts. But that country's been closed for a couple of years. How about all the bars in Angeles City and Manila and all those other places? Will they be up and running? It seems very, very short notice to me. It looks to me like it'll take a long time to get back together. Now, Thailand has been well documented with bar closed and all this kind of stuff. But I haven't heard that much about the Philippines. So there's every chance you might get there and you find everything's closed. I mean, I wouldn't jump the gun personally. I wouldn't jump the gun. Jabaroo Journey, Joe Hart, Pal 555, same as Doherty, Jack the lad. We all about opinions. I wouldn't say that. Jackie Barrow. So good evening to all you guys there. Wells John, are you in Bangkok? No, I'm not in Bangkok. I'm in Pattaya. Pete, hi Eddie, good to see you looking so well. Okay, fine, thank you. I've had a bit of a bloody bugger of a day, to be honest with you. I want to say a bugger of a day. No, I haven't, a lady boy, and I don't mean that kind of bugger. I mean, what I mean is that I can't really explain at this moment in time. My day has been a bit of a bloody annoying day. I'll just say what okay. Visa. Okay, that's all I'm saying at this moment in time. Bloody annoying stuff. Dino 1011, Sam's coming on nicely, Ed. You want to see the rest of me body? It may be okay up here, but I don't get time to walk around the beach. I'll have a walk. I take my shirt off now and again, but I don't lie in the sun. That's not for me. Now, here's a good comment. Here's something really, really interesting. Okay. Hi, Eddie. Just back from Cambodia. Had a fantastic time. Well, that sounds really positive, doesn't it? That sounds really, really positive. Do you know something? I was actually supposed to be on a flight to Cambodia today. I booked a flight, even before I left the UK, I booked a flight to Cambodia for today, February the 2nd, for 1 month. And it was a great flight. And like all good things that sound too good to be true, they cancelled it. Okay. So, it was fairly, cheap, but they cancelled my flight. So now I'm going to be staying in Thailand for another month, and then I've got to sort things out. But great to hear that you had a good time in Cambodia. Whereabouts did you go? Did you go Phnom Penh? Did you go Siem Reap? It sounds good to me. Sean the Prawn, good evening to you, Sean the Prawn. MH, I like the polo shirt. Where did you buy it from? I bought this from Thailand. I brought this from here a couple of years ago, and I hardly ever wear it. It's a little teensy-weensy bit tight on me. I like those tacky black T-shirts that I wear with the funky designs, and the reason that I like them is simply because they're comfortable. I mean, this is a hot, sweaty environment here. Don't forget, it's okay. But I bought it on the market here. Kipax, you need to be tired in Southeast Asia, mate. I'd love to. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Okay, Snooky, £369 flight to Bangkok the 1st of March, 823 flight to Manila on same day. That is an important comment. Let's discuss that, okay? So I'm in Thailand right now. I'm going to be here for another month. I'm going to go somewhere. I'm planning on going somewhere else at the end of the month. It'll be either the Philippines or Cambodia. It was planned to be Cambodia, okay? Now, the way it is, because this is early days, the news about the Philippines being open only broke the other day, okay? So it's very, very early days yet to know exactly what's happening. But the first thing I heard in comments is that the flights are going to be expensive. Now, I would be going from Bangkok to Manila, obviously a return ticket. And by the way, if you're going to book a flight to the Philippines, I don't know if this used to be the case, but they seem to be putting emphasis on it now, is that you've got to show proof of a return ticket. This is the way it seems to me. So I was looking at return tickets from Bangkok to Manila, okay? And Snook A here has said 369 flight to Bangkok for 1st of March, 823 flight to Manila on same date, okay? Now, I assume, are you talking about from England? Is that a return ticket? Whatever. Massive difference. I glanced, just before I did this live stream, at flights return tickets going from Bangkok to Manila for next month. And the prices were more than short haul prices, but they were, they were a little bit less than long haul prices. I mean, I think, 380 quid return from Bangkok to Manila. Does that sound about right to you? It doesn't really sound very, very right. It seems a little bit expensive, that does. So thanks for that. On call, 21. Good to hear from you, mate. Kipax. Kipax, nice to hear from you. Let's see. What's that? Jack the Lad, Cambodia. 7,000 islands in the Philippines, and they speak English. Yeah, Philippines is a great country. I've been there twice before. The first time was about 18 years ago, something like that. And that was after I'd visited Vietnam and Thailand, of course. I went to the Philippines, and I must admit, I didn't feel very, very easy there. I mean, the street crime, the threat of street crime was very, very real there. And I didn't really, really feel very comfortable in the Philippines. But then the second time I went was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I loved it. I thought it was a far safer country. In terms of street harassment, the Philippines is still a bit more dodgy than Thailand and Cambodia and Vietnam. You do have to be a little bit more careful there. But it seems to be quite a safe enough country. I loved it. About 3 years ago, I loved it. Dickie B, okay. Dickie B, it's a flipping. It's flipping crapola here back in the UK, but my throat is still in one piece. Okay, now as far as I know, Dickie B has just come back from Phuket, and he had a great time there. I think he had a bit of an incident with a barracuda, which hopefully he's recovered from, but I believe he had a good time in Phuket. So nice to hear from you anyway. Nice that you got back safely. I'm glad that you had a good time, mate. Martin Ryder, come on, we got to get that on the screen there. Martin Ryder, the wife gave me a dirty massage today. The royal penis is now clean. Good for you, mate. Good for you, mate. Okay, Danish bacon. You need a haircut, maybe from the big-chested lady. Was that the one with the big knockers? Is she in the dark side? I think a lot of people have done that. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind a nice pair of knockers shoved in the back of the head while she's cutting me. I wouldn't mind that. Sean the Prawn. Are you thinking of heading to the Philippines, Eddie? It's crossing my mind, mate. It's crossing my mind now. I was thinking of heading to Cambodia after Thailand, but I love Cambodia. But with the demise of Chinookville, it doesn't have as much to offer as what it used to. And whereas the Philippines has got a lot more to offer than Cambodia. The thing is, Cambodia has been open for a couple of months now, And the word is that the chap you just mentioned earlier had a great time in Phnom Penh, fantastic. But whereas the Philippines is going to be open next week, but I think that's a big country. I think it'll take a long time to get back together. I mean, I wouldn't assume, from next week onwards that everything's going to be up and running. No, I think it'll take time. Let's see, Costa Luca. Good seeing you, Eddie. Philippines is a good alternative. Just flight is about steep at the minute, about 1K for one-way flight. And 1K, what is that? Is that pounds or dollars or what is that? And stopovers out of the question as much restricted. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'd give it a while. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be rushing to go there next week. I really, really wouldn't. I think it'll take a while for things to get up and running. It's like I say, we've seen a lot of videos about Thailand, about bar closures and all this kind of stuff. I haven't seen too much of that about Philippines, so it's still a little bit unknown to me personally, unless you've seen YouTube videos on the Philippines in recent times. It'll get up. It'll take a while to get up and run. I mean, how about the wonderful Scorebeds, the pool party in Angeles City? A lot of people have filmed that. I filmed that a few years ago. There's a couple of videos on that on my channel, parts 1 and 2. I mean, that was terrific. That was. Is that going to be up and running? If I book a flight next week to the Philippines, and we're going to be able to go to Scorebeds and layer all those beautiful beds in the wet t-shirt contest? I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. I'm going to skip a teensy-weensy bit here. Dickie B. Okay, let's have a little look at this again. Dickie B. Greece got the pre-flight PCR testing. Greece got the pre-flight PCR test in place now. I'll be altering my holidays to Turkey. So, I mean, Greece is a wonderful. I went to Greece a few months ago, and I think it's a wonderful country. Wonderful country. They didn't have that there then. It was quite relaxed about everything. So, it seems to me they've gone backward, really. No, sorry to hear that. Okay, Kevin, can you travel to Vietnam, Ed? Now, it seems to me, I'm in Thailand right now. It seems to me that Cambodia is opened. The Philippines is going to open. Vietnam is still the dark horse. As I know, not much is being heard about Vietnam. So I really, really think that's out of the question at the moment. Gerald O'Brien, Cambodia is your next stop, I bet. I had a flight booked for Cambodia for today. It cancelled, and all that. So I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is I'm going to be staying here in Pattaya for the next month at this moment in time. This is the thing. We said this before, but I like planning my travel. I like planning my travel months and months ahead, and it's a good thrill when you're booking flights and you're booking accommodation. It's really, really good. Makes you feel good. Planning has gone out the window with this pandemic. It's just, you simply can't plan because you don't know what's coming next. And that is the thing that's really, really gets me down. I mean, I wouldn't plan for anything more than a few weeks, to be honest with you, at this moment in time. Let's see. I believe Philly is still a PCR prior to leaving the UK. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just a PCR. I don't think it's much more than that, but even those, the PCR's bad enough. Let's see. Did I not thank you for that super chat, Kevin? Can you travel to Vietnam? Yeah, thanks for that super chat. Did we discuss that question? So thanks for that super chat anyway. I really, really do appreciate that. Cheers. Oh, it is interesting. This is interesting. Jackie Barakabok. Okay, fine, excellent. Recommend the Philippines, Ed. Just got back from my 20th visit. All bars open, just need tourists. Okay. Right now, really, right now, at this moment in time, sounds good. Okay, well, let's get there. Whereabouts in the Philippines? Which place? Was that Manila, Angeles City? Let's see. Martin Jones from sunny Peru, so much better than Bracknell. I'm enjoying your videos. I also have problems traveling to Peru. 8 complete checks from Ito. Here in Peru, 2 masks at all time. Jesus Christ almighty. I'd say, well, it's bloody bad enough to breathe in Peru as it is, the altitude. I travelled through South America, and I came up from Argentina all the way through Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia. I done that trip. Now, Bolivia, I spent a month in Bolivia, and I thought it was a fantastic place. Absolutely real raw edge. One of the great highlights of the world. It's got to be for the culture. But after a while, the altitude does start to get you. But then I went into southern Peru, and it started to get a little bit unbearable. Peru. So I mean, the altitude, is bad enough as it is, and that was before masks were in place. Imagine now wearing a mask in Peru. Jesus Christ, that's absolutely dreadful. But I'm glad you're having a good. I'm glad you're having a good time, mate. Anyway, what's this now? There's curfew in the Philippines. Well, I suppose there's not a curfew here in Thailand, but the bars do shut at 11 o'clock. Let's see, Kiki on the sale. Kiki on the sale. Flights from US cities to Asia are an absolute rip-off. People are being quoted as much as $3,000 round trip in the economy. See, that is an absolute rip-off. Absolutely, mate. I agree. Let's see. An 80 case. Is that an RAT? What rapid antigen test? Whatever test needed for interprovincial travel and interprovincial. So the Philippines is islands, and it means involving airplanes and all that kind of stuff to get other places in the Philippines. So you're telling me that you've got to have a bloody one of those things shoved up your nose every time you go to another part of the Philippines? Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. Asif Sharik, hi Eddie, how are you? I'm feeling okay. I had a bit of a stressful day, but apart from that, fine, thank you. Nice to hear from you, mate. Sean the Prawn, have you been able to find a soapy massage yet, Eddie? I don't really do soapy massages in Pattaya, but I think I'm a little bit partial to a good old-fashioned dirty massage. You know what I mean? I like a dirty massage, but I just haven't had the time. I've been doing other things somehow. I don't know what it is. I'm not working right now, obviously. So I just haven't. I'm due for another dirty massage. I just haven't got round to it. There always seems to be other things to do. Okay, Martin McCormack. All bars open, no restrictions in the Philippines since domestic travel opened. All bars and nightlife back to normal. Well, I'm hearing different things here. I'm really, really hearing different things. I mean, that sounds good, but I think others are different with that. Maybe it depends where you are. There we go. Eddie K 564. From the vlogs I've seen in the Philippines, it looks really quiet. Only expats could return during the Antarctica. Okay. Mixed reaction to all of this. Thailand is the best bet. Well, that's probably why I'm here. But I still don't like that. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how the new testing go. I think that February will be a better month than January. I mean, because January was for me, it was very, very disruptive month. Not as not what it should be. But now that testing goes returned, maybe you'll see an influx of travellers here. But the worst things is that PCR test. That's awful. But to have one on day 5 as well, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I wouldn't like to do it. I mean, I've done it with going to a hospital and getting a PCR test, whatever, but actually staying in a hotel on day 5. I can't see how people are going to relax on those 5 days from getting out the quarantine hotel in Bangkok for 5 days of partying and whatever, and then having to go into another hotel after. I can't see how people are really going to relax. I think it's a crazy idea. Let's see. Let's see. Paul UK. I think I've met Paul UK. I think I've met Paul. How are you? Flying back to the UK on the 12th of February. That's about what, just over a week away, isn't it? I know the UK doesn't need a pre-departure PCR test anymore, but does anyone know if the airlines will demand you? I think it depends what airlines, isn't it? I mean, I have a flight with Emirates to go back, and as I understand, they don't demand it. But I think it depends what airline, whatever airline, you have to say what airline you're back. But nice to meet you anyway, Paul. Okay, let's see. Jabatir, okay, always upside down. We would like to hear more about Cambodia. Well, all I can say about Cambodia, I had a flight booked for there for today, and it cancelled. That's so. But I'm a pretty good report. The feedback coming out of Cambodia about the nightlife and whatever seems to be pretty good. It does seem to be pretty good. I'm not there in Cambodia, so I can't really tell you first hand. Let's see. Squared circle. Philippines, not in the same league as Thailand, in my opinion. Well, I know Thailand a lot more than I know Philippines. I'm far used to this country, and well, Philippines and Thailand, they're both very, very friendly countries. They've both got a lot to offer, but I'm more used to Thailand. I must admit, the first time I went to the Philippines many years ago, I felt a little bit uneasy with the place. The second time I went there, I liked it a lot. I did really, really like it a lot. But one thing about the Philippines is it's not as instantly likable as Thailand. You still have to be careful at night time or in certain areas, whereas in Thailand it's more relaxed. And also certain things in the Philippines take a bit of getting used to. If you look back at my videos on Angeles City, go bars, the worst review ever, and stuff like that, you might get an idea what I mean. The Philippines is not as instantly likable as Thailand. You arrive in Thailand, and under normal circumstances, these are not normal circumstances, but under normal circumstances, you simply fall into the country. You just turn up in somewhere like Pattaya and you're away. You know what I mean? You just go with the flow. Whereas Philippines, it's not as instantly likable, but then it grows on you. It does grow on you. Jackie Baradov, a visa on arrival now for the Philippines. Just need to fill in the one pass before you depart. Okay, that's fine. That's great there. Thanks for that information. Anyway, so I think visa on arrival, as far as I know, is it 30 days? You're allowed. There's lots of countries like the UK, USA, wherever, who just get an instant visa as soon as you arrive there for 30 days. But I think you do need I don't know about visa extension in the Philippines. I really, really don't know about that. But I think you do need to show proof of a return flight ticket. Let's see. Dickie B. Paul, I flew back with Qatar through Doha, and they just want whatever your final destination is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, Ads Humphreys, lovely weather, lovely people, one hell of a journey. What's the mask situation in the land of smiles? Well, you have to wear one outdoors. I mean, it's you have to wear one in hotel receptions and shops and in 7-Elevens. You have to wear one walking around in the street. I mean, if you're down at the beach, you don't have to. But it becomes habit. I get asked this question a lot, especially on hotel reviews. What are you wearing a mask in the hotel room for? Well, the reason I'm wearing a mask in the hotel room is simply because I started the vlog probably in the hotel reception where you've got to wear a mask. I went upstairs in the lift and along the corridors where you've got to wear a mask. And then by the time you come into the hotel room, you're so used to wearing the bloody thing that, it becomes like a bit of a hassle to take it off. Obviously, I'm not wearing one now. Let's see. Who's that? Gorgeous Thailand. I've just had a great time in Brighton. Okay, Brighton's a cool place. It's good. I lived in Brighton for a very, very brief while in the early 1980s. I mean, Brighton, being coming from the north, I mean, the obvious place that you go to first of all is London. But then, you get tired of London, you want to go to the seaside, and Brighton is like London by the sea. It's a good town, but I don't know what it's like now. But it was a good town. I had a good time there. Scott, hi Ed, I'm going to the Philippines in March. Beaches and babes. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I like a man who knows what he likes. Okay, Illogica 2021. Evening, Ed. Loving your down-to-earth vlogs. I love Cambodia. Kep, Kampot, and Rabbit Island in the south are awesome. Okay, now Kep. I went to Kep, a little bit dull. Kampot, I think Kampot's really, since the demise of Sihanouk, I think Kampot has become really quite a popular place now. Rabbit Island, I can honestly say I've never heard of Rabbit Island, never heard of that one before. I've been to the island of Koh Rong in Cambodia, which is beautiful. Rabbit Island, but glad that you like it there, mate. Glad that it's a great, great country. Michael Christophers, what plans do you have for the rest of the trip? Michael Christmas, what plans do you have for the rest of your trip? Always enjoy your vlogs. I've said before, Michael, but I like planning things. Under normal circumstances, I'll be able to tell you what's happening next month or the month after that. I don't know. If this pandemic has taught us anything, is that you simply can't plan the way that you used to planning. You just never know what's happening next. But I've got a feeling that next month. This is February now. I think in March, got a sneaky feeling it could be either Cambodia or the Philippines. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Japside. Hi Ed from Blackpool. Blackpool's a bloody good place. Well, great place to visit. Not always a good place to live because I've done both. It's kind of there. But Blackpool, it is what it is. I don't know what state that's in now, but I'm glad you're having a nice time there. Let's see. John O'Sullivan, Kampot, Kep, Koh Rong, and a bit of time in Phnom Penh. Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good to me. Anders Bergman. Jesus, isn't that a good name there? Hello, everyone from Sweden. And cheers. Good for you, mate. Anders Bergman. That sounds like a very, very, very Swedish name. That very, very Swedish name. There was that film. You put it on there again. Anders Bergman. Look, really wonderful name. There was that Swedish filmmaker, wasn't there? Ingmar Bergman. He was. If you were a film fan in the 1960s, 70s, whatever. All the film critics, the intellectual film critics, used to rave about Ingmar Bergman. He's a genius. I watched a few of his movies, and Jesus, I felt like hanging myself after. What a bloody depressing stuff. But I don't know. I'm not a film critic, so I don't know. Anyway, Jackie Baraka, flights to the Philippines gone crazy in the UK. Bangkok to Manila. 100 quid. Well, that's not what I've seen before. I see it was a lot more expensive than that. But we've got to wait. It's early days yet. I wouldn't jump the gun with regards to the Philippines. I wouldn't jump the gun. Okay, let's see. I just put this comment on the screen. Hi, Sam, man. I don't know what to make of that comment. I'm not going to comment on that. All I say is, I hope not. That's the only comment that I'm going to make on that. I hope not. Yeah, Eddie, good idea to wait on that thing. In a month, things could be more settled and travel might be easier. I don't know. The longer you leave it, the better. The longer you leave it, the better. But you never know what's happening. Okay, now this onion variant is I think it's playing. I hope it's playing out. I mean, there seems to be less worry about it this month, and this only invariant. Oh God, I don't know. Do you not feel like you're gonna switch on the news like I did a few months ago? Breaking news: a new variant has been found, and you think, "Oh Christ, here we go." Let's open that. Let's just open it. Let's hope that this is the last of it. Let's just hope it's the last of it. Ilocra 2021. Ed Sweeney, what about Laos? I've been to Laos once. I crossed from Cambodia into Laos, and is it the 4,000 islands in the south of the country, which is really, really beautiful. And I went north to various places in Laos, and then came out at the top end of it and went back into Thailand. And I thought that Laos was beautiful country, a lot of beautiful things, but I don't think it had the same kind of, the people there didn't have the same personality as what they've got in the neighbouring countries. It didn't really do it for me, really, Laos. But then again, I've only been there once, you know, I was there for about a month, and I think maybe if we give it another shot, you know, a lot of people like Laos. Dingo, are you retired, Eddie? I'm working on it. Let's just say that I'm working on it. Let's see, Gibbon and Wreck. You have to get another Thai pass once you leave. I've never heard of that. I mean, I don't believe you have to have a Thai pass leaving Thailand. You may have to get another one re-entering the country. But I mean, you know, maybe, you know, if that was the case, I mean, we're talking a few months down the line there. If I left Thailand next month, I went somewhere like the Philippines or Cambodia and stayed there for a month or 2 months or whatever, and then wanted to come back to Thailand. You are talking a few months into the distance from now. You never know what's going to happen next. They might have scrapped the Thailand pass. They might have replaced it with something else. You just don't know. You just don't. You cannot plan under these circumstances. You can't plan more than a month ahead, a week ahead. You can't. You don't know what's going to happen next. Let's see. PAL 555 Skyscanner has decent price. Has some decent price. That's the one that I looked at before. Soy Raider. You've always needed a return ticket entering Thailand. Just got overlooked a lot. I've always had a return ticket, you know, entering Thailand. But I don't recall them ever asking for it. Gorgeous Thailand. That's Japsai. Is it two Filipino girls have magic? I wouldn't actually say that, you know, but they are very, very nice ladies there. Andrew Jones, it used to be £100 return, Manila to Bangkok. Well, I see it about 3 or 4 times that amount when I checked it out earlier. Oh, that's it. No, that's it. No, I've heard this before. When I used to fly to the Philippines, I was booked an onward ticket to throw away after for around €20. Cebu Pacific, promo to Malaysia, etc. No, that's interesting. It's interesting. You know, it's crafty, but it's worth thinking about anyway. So thanks for that info. Dickie B. We landed. Dickie B. We landed in London Heathrow yesterday. I'm glad you got back safely, mate. Dickie B. I should mention. I mentioned before. He did have a bit of a. He actually had a bit of a bite from a barracuda in. Was it Phuket? It was a Phuket that you were. But other than that, you had a good time in Phuket. So I'm glad you had a good time, Dickie B. And glad you got back safely. Stephen O'Connor. Evening, Eddie. I remember reading Bangkok Airways has reopened daily flights to Phnom Penh. You can fly from Phnom Penh direct to Manila. Pre-pandemic, I paid $320 return Phnom Penh to pre-pandemic, $320 return. What's that? Is that about £200 return Phnom Penh to Manila? That sounds good. Well, thanks for that information, Steve. Thanks for that. Remember Bangkok here? Okay, fine. All I know is that I had a flight, a return ticket with an airline that I've never heard of before, Lamaya or something like that. And I booked it, and it was a return ticket from Bangkok to Phnom Penh, return for a month. And it included the suitcase and everything. Really great flight. It's like, like the old saying, if something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. And they cancelled it, so whatever. But thanks for that information anyway, Steve. Nice to hear from you. What's this now? What is this? Patriotist one. Eddie, if you were a 27-year-old dude and in the time of your life, would you go to Phnom Penh Lady Bar of Dirty Rumpy Pumpy? 27, I was probably having Rumpy Pumpy in Liverpool at that bloody time. And, some half decent memories. That's the best I can say. Some half decent memories. I mean, when I was 27, they were the days. They were the days when women look like women. When women didn't have tattoos, they had real knockers rather than the silicone stuff, and they had that lovely feminine, run your fingers through a lovely feminine thing of the hairy muff, the hairy fanny. They had lovely bodies in those days. When I was 27, you have a night out with your mates, and you'd cap off, you'd pull a lovely bird, and the following day, your mate would say to you, how did that bird go? How did she go? And one of the things that you love telling your mate, oh, she was hairy. She had a real hairy fanny and lovely titties. I'm getting a bit vulgar now. But that's when I was 27. I didn't go to places like Phnom Penh when I was 27 years old. Anyway, where were we? Where were we before we got off the beaten track? Okay. Okay, Thomas Crow, we'll be interested to have you put your boots on the ground in Cambodia. Well, I was planning to, mate, but they cancelled me flight. But yeah, let's see what happens anyway. Let's see. Oh, Brett Dev. Oh no, Brett Dev is a well-known YouTuber. Is that hopefully that's the real Brett Dev? Because sometimes people fake it. But Brett Dev, nice to hear from you anyway, Brett. He's based in Chiang Mai, and he does a really great YouTube channel about working in Thailand, online business. Brett Dev. Very interesting YouTube channel. Good to see you, Eddie. I went to Phnom Penh once and found it a bit dodgy crime-wise. When did you go to Phnom Penh exactly? I first went there about 15 years ago, something like that. And I think I've been to other countries before that, but I love them. I absolutely love the place. I love the city. It's not to everybody's taste. Some people love the place. Some people hate it. A lot of people are put up by the garbage in the streets and whatever. To me, Phnom Penh is a real raw-edged classic Asian city full of character. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But with regards to the violent crime, I think I heard about that, but I think that was a few years earlier than that. You did hear some bad reports, but no, I never had a problem. I thought the locals in Phnom Penh were really great. You meet some real characters there. You really do. But anyway, good to hear from you, Brett Dev. Okay, really nice to hear from you, mate. Archie Westmoreland, go check out Brett Dev's channel. He's based in Chiang Mai and he's cute. There's some great YouTube vlogs. Let's see. Archie Westmoreland, hi Eddie, nearly 70 pesos to the pound. I can't remember the currency. I was only there a few years. I can't remember about the currency rate. And I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember the Philippine currency, funnily enough. Let's see. Nick C. Evening, Eddie. Enjoyed your walkabout the other day. I'd have in Phnom Penh next week for a well-earned month's rest. Good for you, mate. I'm funny enough, since Cambodia opened a couple of months back and relaxed everything, I've heard some good reports. I haven't heard any bad reports. I haven't really heard any bad reports. I've heard quite a few good reports. So it seems to be really This is really happening there right now. Let's see. Who's this? Yoshwag, yeah, okay, well, whatever his name is. Easiest to travel around Cambodia and the Philippines. Well, of course, I mean, the Philippines is one of the most difficult countries to travel around because you're dealing with islands rather than roads. I mean, you're dealing with flights and airports and you know, and sometimes boats and whatever. Well, I was in somewhere. I think I might have been in Cebu, which is quite a big place. I think it was in Cebu, and I was at a terminal to get a boat out to somewhere else. I think it might have been Borica. It might have been Cebu, but I don't know what. I can't remember what it was. That was years ago. But I was at this terminal, ready to get a boat, you know, out to another island, and all of a sudden, bang! You know, it just announced they cancelled the boat. They just cancelled it. Oh, Jesus Christ! Philippines is difficult to get around. It is because the thing is you're getting boats to get to other islands, and then you get off the boat and you get little boats to get onto the shore, and it's, you know, I think my luggage got more wet in the Philippines than anywhere else. Whereas Cambodia, it's a doddle. It's a small country, and it just involves roads really. Martin Ryder, cheapest return Bangkok, Manila Air Asia. Bangkok to Manila, Air Asia, 340. Yeah. Okay, Martin Ryder, cheapest return, Bangkok to Manila, Air Asia, £345. That's expensive. Yes, it is. I mean, it's not quite a long haul. I mean, basically, you know, it's only like a 3 hour, 15-minute journey. It's not a long haul journey. It's not a long haul price, but it's more than a short haul price. 345 quid return. Yeah, I'd say that's expensive. It may improve. It may improve. Let's just see what happens over the next few weeks. Thanks for that info, anyway, Martin. That's about what I sussed out earlier. Somebody here has said Dingo has said knockers. Okay, I'm fully supportive of that. Okay, fully supportive of that. Good old fashioned word, knockers. Let's see. Mal Ross, the bars in Philippines are open. I live in Sabang, Porto Galera, Mindoro. The bars and girly bars are open for ages now. No problem. Well, that's good to hear. Except when I was in Angeles City, and to be honest with you, I didn't bloody rate, because I'm so used to the wonderful go-go bars that they have in Thailand, Bangkok, and especially Pattaya. When I went to the Philippines, my first reaction was of horror. They weren't in the same league. The Philippines go-go bars are just not in the same league. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. That's the bad news of the night. Jackie Barabach. Scoreboard's closed down. Oh my God, that's terrible news. Scoreboard's closed down. Scoreboard's was wonderful. I've done a couple of videos there. And another lot of video that I never actually got to, that YouTube took down because it was a wet t-shirt place. Scoreboard is that wonderful hotel in Pattaya where they have, in Angeles City, where they have the pool party with all the girls. It's basically a wet t-shirt contest, but they have all the girls from the local go-go bars and they get up, and it's great. It's great fun, and so many people have made videos on it. But it's closed down. It is actually a hotel. I never stayed in the hotel, but I did visit it a few times. But Scoreboards is closed down. That's dreadful news. That's terrible news, really, because that was a brilliant place. I've done a couple of videos on Scoreboards in the past, and I know other people have, like Mr. Where Do You Go, and he's done lots of videos there. That's dreadful. That's really sad, because it was such a damn good place there. Really, really good. One of these days, I might just be able to release that cheeky girl video. I done another video on the Scoreboards, a cheeky girl with it's very, very wet t-shirt, and YouTube is very, very strict and all this kind of stuff. And I showed a muted version, but YouTube still took it down, you know, so whatever. But I'm gutted to hear that. I'm really gutted to hear about Scorebird. Great place. Let's see. Jamie L. I miss Vietnam, but it is what it is. Funny enough, before the pandemic, I did quite a few. I went to Vietnam a couple of times and did a fair bit of Vietnam. I'd done it before, but I did a fair bit of Vietnam. So it's a wonderful country. But that's become the dark horse now. I mean, we're in Cambodia is open, Philippines is opened, it is opening, but Vietnam still very, very little's heard about that country. Let's see. Martin Ryder, London Heathrow to Bangkok, Swiss Austrian Air February, March, using Skyscanner. London Heathrow to Bangkok. No, that's better. 230. Is that a return ticket? Well, if it's a return ticket, it sounds a lot better anyway. What's this? 4K Phuket, 4K. Pattaya is boring. It doesn't know it is. No, it is. It's not. I mean, right now at this moment in time, it's not what it should be. It's not the over the top, full frontal, no holds barred place that it should be. But it's still a bloody good place. I had a couple of good nights out here last week. Good nights out. Gorgeous Thailand. They need to stop all the ridiculous testing before I travel again. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you if you're thinking in that way. Let's see. Who's this? Jeopard and Wreck. Ed don't realise if he leaves Thailand, he needs new Thai pass to get back for his return flight. How do you know I'm coming back? How do you know? I might go somewhere else. You never know. I'm flexible. I'm buying me time. It's Thai pass to get back for his return flight. You know, and you never know. You may be talking a couple of months down the line. Things might change in a couple of months. It might be totally different in a couple of months from now. You just don't know. I'm not worrying about that. You know, if that's the case, then I'm flexible. I'll just go somewhere else. Here's an important point here. Check bound. Healthcare. I guess you have to consider what the healthcare system is like in countries in case you get a bad dose. At least Thailand is reckoned to be high standard of healthcare. Cambodia probably not. I've heard that before. I've heard that if you're based in Cambodia or you're a tourist in Cambodia, if you really, really do have a serious issue, and don't quote me on this, it's just what I read once, is that, you know, you from Cambodia, you'll probably be flown to Bangkok hospital because it does seem to be more advanced. But I'm not a medical. I'm not going to get into medical stuff. Let's see. Chinoy, you're just curious. Why all of a sudden the Philippines is on the radar? You're in Thailand, just curious. The reason the Philippines on the radar is because it was announced last week that the Philippines is open. It's from the 10th of February, which is a week from now. It's going to be open again for the first time in a couple of years, properly open to tourists. And a lot of people are getting excited about this because the Philippines is a great country. And there's some people who prefer Philippines to Thailand. So there's a lot of excitement about it. So this is why we're discussing it tonight, really. I'm in Thailand right now. I'm here I've been here a month. I'm going to be here for another month. In a month's time, Philippines, we'll see what happens anyway. If the Philippines is good to go, then I'll go there, or Cambodia, whatever. We'll see what happens. There's another one. SOS Chris, why is the Philippines so expensive to get to from Bangkok? Cheapest I found on cheap flights was 565 quid. That is dreadful. That is a genuine. I've had long haul return tickets from London to Bangkok for less price than that. That's dreadful because from Bangkok to Manila, it's only it's only like a 3 hour, 15-minute flight. So 565 quid return, that's really safe. But that's now. I mean, it's right now. I mean, things may be moving fast. It was only announced a few days ago, last week, whatever, that Philippines is opening again. So the airlines probably need time to get back together, like anything. So you never know. In a couple of weeks' time, you might see them coming down in price. It's all down to the airlines. They've been in limbo for the last couple of years, really, haven't they? So I wouldn't book anything right now at this moment in time. I think, just leave it a bit and see what happens. World traveller forever. The Philippines don't, but ticket price in Bangkok is super expensive. Well, we'll see what happens. But if it stays that way, I might well be going to Cambodia, which is far cheaper to get to. And as Steve O'Connor said before, maybe from Cambodia to Manila might be a better option. Paul Nadalo. Eddie, when you transit in the airport, any test needed? Just need a PCR test there and back to Philippines. Right now, I don't know about flying from, if you're in London or whatever, I don't know where you are, but if you're flying to the Philippines, I haven't flown to the Philippines yet under these circumstances. I mean, the only transit that I did, coming here from London to Bangkok was via Dubai, and it didn't make any difference. It depends what country you're in, really. I can't really answer that one. Gorgeous Thailand. My mate is a bar in the Philippines, been fully open for ages. Okay, but are there many customers there? I mean, there haven't been a great deal of tourists there for a long time. This doesn't look good. Jackie Chang. Ed, have you seen the video of Cambodian anti-IRIS camp by young guys that test positive, and you sent their local or foreigner? Oh, Jesus, that sounds bad. There's horror stories all around, mate. There's horror stories all around. You've got to be careful with this PCR testing. If there's anywhere where there's a threat, or an RAT test, if there's anywhere where there's a real threat that if you test positive, then they're going to call an ambulance and you're going to be dragged off to some bloody horrible hospital. You've just got to be careful. You've got to use your own judgment on that one and just make damn sure that it doesn't happen. That's all I'll say. Just make sure that damn sure it doesn't happen. Tampa guy, 35. You told the Acropolis was epic. I've been there. I got lost in the backside of my wife. It was hilarious. It was like a maze. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I like historical sites. That was good stuff. Ian Diamond Hands, UK. Ed, I'm surprised you didn't go to Phuket. Ignore all the negativity. Just do the islands. When you say negativity, I think it was mixed reaction. I mean, the consensus is, I'm in Pattaya right now, and should I go to Phuket? The consensus that I've heard is that Phuket is not necessarily any better than Pattaya. So why make the effort? I think I'll just stay in Pattaya for now. I think I'll just stay here. Just stay in there for the next month. This sounds interesting. Dickie B. The main tourist destinations in Europe, only Spain and Greece and Turkey don't require pre-departure test at the moment. Greece has gone backwards. Last summer and the one before we went, no pre-flight. It's not over. This long-running pandemic is so popular. And I must admit, from what I've seen of Greece, that is a wonderful, marvelous country. That is those islands, and that's a fantastic country, Greece. Yeah, I love that place. Really, really like it. Yeah, a lot. So it's a pity though. Let's hope everything gets back together soon. Yeah, let's see. Okay, now here's a comment here. Now, obviously, I don't know firsthand about this information, but Jerry Fugler, The lady boys in the Philippines get more aggressive in the bedroom than the ones in Thailand, which can be a good thing. Okay, well, good for you, Jerry. Okay, good for you. You like what you like, and good for you, mate. Jesus Christ Almighty. Paul Nadalo, Eddie, Philippines average price in UK is around 1,600 return. I used to pay 750 to 850 pre and tires. Prices have gone above it. That is dreadful. Thanks for that info, but that's bloody dreadful. Let's wait a little bit. I mean, like I said, it was announced last week that the Philippines is opening up to tourists from February the 10th. Prices for airlines are dreadful. There's no guarantee that the bars are going to be. I know some people have said that they are, but it's a bit of a mixed reaction. So let's just. I wouldn't rush just yet. Let's just give it a few weeks or a month or whatever to see what happens. Jackie Barokabach, yeah. Get yourself to Subic Bay or Porto Galera. Both these to travel from Manila. We spent Christmas in Subic Bay, Matt. I went to Subic Bay a couple of years. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Yeah, I think it was about 3 years ago. I went to Subic Bay and I loved it. At first, it seemed a little bit rough around the edges, but I eventually got to like it. Really, really got to like it. Kenny Jones, all right, Eddie, how are you? Nice to hear from you, Kenny. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Hope you're doing okay. Sam Davies, travel through Vietnam requires a short quarantine and requirement to travel with a registered tour group. Well, you can forget that then, because Vietnam, it's not the kind of place you want to travel with a tour group. It's too good for that. You want to be able to travel independently through Vietnam. I wouldn't go with a tour group. Definitely not for me. Paul Nadalu. Philippines domestic, you need to assess. So does this mean that once you're in the country, the Philippines, which has got 7,000 islands, if you want to go from island to island, which is probably going to be by flight or boat, you're going to need another test to get from one island to another? Oh, sod that for a game of soldiers. No, I'm not doing that. The Lost King of Scotland. Just stay in Manila if you go to the Philippines. Enough fun to be had there. Well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I couldn't imagine just staying in Manila. Although there's a lot of good things about Manila, no doubt about that. But I think if I went to the Philippines, I'd like a mixture. I'd like Manila, and also I'd like to see some of the islands. I couldn't just stay in Manila. Darcy Dwyer. Hi, Ed. I would cancel Thailand straight away, but flights to the Philippines are so expensive. Give it a while. Give it a while. I mean, this is what we're finding. We're in the Philippines. Is so expensive. The flights are so expensive. Leave it a few weeks or a month or whatever. See what happens. I mean, right now, if you boycott the flights, the rip-off flights, they'll soon get the message. You'll see the price of the flights coming down. Let's see. Soapies are a rip-off. Soapies are a rip-off. I don't know, mate. I've had some bloody good soapies in the past. Not in Pattaya, but in Bangkok. Soapies are bloody good. I spent money on soapies, and you know what? I don't regret it. I would consider that to be money well spent. Danish bacon. Philippines may be on, but it looks quiet, no tourists. I don't know. I haven't seen that many videos on it, to be honest with you. Paul Nadal also recently, Philippines Airlines closed down, leaving people stranded. When they opened up, you had to ring a phone. I know people. That when the the pandemic, the lockdown struck 2 years ago. I managed to get out of Thailand and get back to the UK. I know people who were in the Philippines and they did manage to get out and they were stranded there for 6 months. Jesus Christ. It's not a good, I would never ever want to be stranded in another country. Definitely not. Paul Bastio, to fly to the Philippines right now will cost me $3,000 US. I don't care if it's free to stay in the Philippines. That flight is ridiculous. I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't pay that either. There's interest. No, I don't know. I don't know the Philippines as well as I know Thailand. But that's an interesting comment. Philippines tourist visas can be extended up to 3 years. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. So thanks for that info anyway. Dave Andrews, I hear Philippines will open 10th of February without restrictions. Never being compared to, it's going to be some restrictions, mate. I'm sure there's going to be mask wearing and various other things. There will be some restrictions. Never being compared to Thailand. What is your thoughts? I have mentioned this before. I mean, I know Thailand a lot better than I know the Philippines. Thailand, I've been in many, many times. The Philippines, I've only been there twice. Once was about 18 years ago, and it's not as instantly likable as Thailand. It's not as instantly likable, and you don't instantly feel as comfortable there. But the second time I went was about 3 years ago, and I loved the place. I really, really liked it when I went there 3 years ago. I went to Manila, Angeles City, Subic Bay, somewhere else. I can't remember, but it was bloody good stuff. And in the past, I've been, when I first went there years ago, I went to Boracay, Bohol, Cebu, various other places. But it's a good, but there's a lot to it. It's not as instantly likable as Thailand, and also because you're dealing with islands rather than roads. The Philippines is not the easiest place to travel around. One thing I've learned from this live stream tonight, which I didn't know, is people are saying that you're going to need, from moving from one island to the next in the Philippines, you're going to need to have a bloody test all the time. I don't like the idea of that. It's opening on the 10th of February, but I'd leave it a little bit, to be honest with you. I think I'd, just wait and see wait till it gets up and running again. Let's see. What's that? Mark McCormick. No PCR test required to travel to different parts of the Phillies. Yeah, but I know, but they're not saying that. They're saying that the other stuff, the RAT test, that's required. Let's see. Soy Raider. Day 5 PCR test with the new variant on the wild in tourist areas. Another deal. But I'm assuming you're talking about Thailand. That's a bloody day 5. Oh, jeez, that it was bad enough when I booked to come to Thailand. The deal was that I wanted to stay one night in a hotel. The actual day 5 PCR wasn't enforced then because they changed the rules. So I managed to get in, but it just, by the time I came here, the day 5 was enforced. But you just had to pay a visit to this bloody awful hospital then. Now it's worse. They actually make you stay in a hotel, another quarantine hotel on day 5. I don't know how that's going to work. Well, we'll hear the reports pretty soon about it because the testing going in Thailand is just returned. But Jesus, what to actually, say if you test negative, you can come into the country after the first night's quarantine hotel, go out and enjoy yourself for 5 days, and then after 5 days, bunk in another bloody PCR hotel for another. I don't think that's going to work very well, but we'll see. But that's Thailand I'm talking about there, of course. Wayne Vosper. Eddie, over the moon about the Philippines is open up. Can't wait to go back. Good for you, mate. Good for you, mate. Good for you, mate. Okay, 411 people in the chat. I've been waffling on for quite a while now. It's gone quite nicely. It's late at night. That's why I've got to keep my voice down. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm in a hotel in Pattaya right now. Okay, where did it go? I think I'm miles behind. here. Let's see. Michael Gallagher, Eddie, I'm really excited about coming to Thailand, but a bit wary about day 5 test, especially when I get there. I won't be able to be careful. I'll just let loose. It's been 2 years long. When I booked my flight to Thailand, the day 5 thing didn't exist. And yeah, I'd be worried about it. So all I was going to say, mate, is good luck. Jackie Barokabach, Thailand better for mongers than the Philippines. I should know as a seasoned monger. Yeah, I think it is, mate. I think it is. Nick T, I can recommend Jakarta. Had a bloody great time, 2017, 18, 19. I'd love to go there. The only Indonesian place I've been is Bali, which I didn't like. But I'd love to explore Jakarta and other places in Indonesia. You know, but it's not the time right now, is it? How's that doing these days? How's Indonesia doing? Little's being heard about that. Let's see. Richard is here. Okay, Richard, as more and more airlines return flying to Manila, the prices will drop. The Philippines is much more easy going than the Thailand rules and regulations until they change entry to Thailand. Forget it. Okay, yeah, cool. That sounds good advice. Yeah, I agree with you. I think as more and more people will return, I think the price. I mean, if these expensive flights that you're seeing on the internet right now, from Bangkok to the Philippines or from your own country to the Philippines, I mean, they're ridiculous prices. I think if people aren't booking, I think the airlines will soon get the message and they'll start dropping the prices. Good to hear from you anyway, Richard. Bobby Crush, nice to hear from you. Smashed a like, okay. Thank you, Bobby. Okay. Daniel Kelly, Eddie, you're going to do a trip around North Thailand, Iceland, etc. I'm going to be in Thailand for another month, but I just think I'm going to fester away here in Pattaya because I have said this, but I think other places. I mean, I've heard reports about Chiang Mai and Hua Hin and other places in Thailand being really, really quiet right now and not much happening. And I'm kind of used to this place. I think I've had a bit of a disruptive month, the last month with PCR tests and all this kind of stuff. But I think for the next month, I just want to relax. Really, I just want to relax and maybe have a look at the surrounding areas of Pattaya. So I think I'll just be, not knocking around there for the next month. It was nice to hear from you, Daniel, anyway. This is it, Jackie Barakabach. You can extend your initial 30-day visa for up to 3 years in total. That's the Philippines you're talking about. That sounds great. Sounds good to me. Let's see. Ian, yeah, whatever. Eddie, you can take your mask off now. You're in your hotel. Okay. How did you know that I was wearing it? Okay. Stephen O'Connor. Okay, let's see. Stephen O'Connor, just a heads up, Ed. As of February the 16th, the internet in Cambodia will all go through one single government gateway, same as China. It allows the Whoa, Jesus, God Almighty! It allows the government to monitor and block anything they don't like. God Almighty, that's not good. That's not good, is it? It's not good. I'll read that out again. Just a heads up, Ed. As of February the 16th, the internet in Cambodia will all go through one single government gateway, same as China. It allows the government to monitor and block anything they don't like. Sounds dreadful. Sounds dreadful. Thanks for that info, anyway, Steve. Thanks for that. Doesn't sound good to me. Big Brother is watching you. Okay. Let's see. Wells 32. I never fancied the Philippines. Well, you're missing out because it's a bloody good country. Okay, let's see. Rick A. Yeah. Rick A. Eddie's looking 10 years younger. Ooh, thanks for that. Yeah. But you originally thought that I was 95, didn't you? Here's one of them: Nighttime Remix, Red Horse or San Miguel Light in the fills, mate. Do you know something? The Red Horse, I kind of like the Red Horse. It was good, beer with character. That's San Miguel Light, and the other San Miguel. There's a few varieties of San Miguel in the Philippines. I didn't like that. Didn't like that was the most regular one that you got in bars, but I didn't like that. Dave Andrew, okay, going to do some homework and watch your videos in the Philippines to see if it's worth going. Went once to Malaysia and hated it. Me too. I went once to Malaysia. I wasn't a big fan either. Been to Thailand 50 times. Okay. Going to watch videos on the Philippines to see if it's worth going. I had a bit of bad news from somebody. I hope it's not really confirmed. But someone on this live stream told me that Scorebirds in Angeles City, that wonderful place where they do the wet t-shirt pool parties, is closed down, and that's dreadful news. Let's hope it gets back together again. Really, Martin Ryder, Camp Hot is the new Snookyville. Is it really? Do you know, I've only ever passed through Camp Hot. I never really went there. So that's good to hear. Anyway, good to hear, man. Good to hear. Thanks for that. Let's see. Try the provinces outside of the tourist areas. The towns are pretty good. Plenty of beer and birds. I'm in Bangkok at the moment, and it's pretty good. Well, fine. Well, I'm in Pattaya, and there's plenty of beer and birds here. Except I seem to find more time for beer than I do for birds. I haven't had a dirty massage since last week. I don't know exactly where they are. I don't know. What have I been doing? I just haven't had the time for it. Oh, well. There you go. Andrew Jones, Thailand 3 PCR tests, Philippines only 1. Now that sounds better. It's better having 1 PCR test than 3. SOS Chris, Southend-on-Sea has recently been voted UK's most popular seaside resort since Antarctica and recently been awarded city status. Southend-on-Sea, funny enough, I've never actually been there, but thanks for that. What's that? Rabbit Island, Consay, is an island across from Kep. Do you know something? Kep was the one place which I didn't like in Cambodia. I heard some good reports. It's a very, very relaxed place. Too bloody relaxed for me. I just, it didn't really do it for me, funnily enough. Okay, Big Mac, new subscriber here, watching in California. What time would it be in California? Would it be? Well, it's going to be late morning, isn't it? So, good morning to you, mate. Anyway, and nice to hear from you. Cheers. Let's see. Okay, so we've been waffling on for an hour and 18 minutes now. There's still 437 people in the chat. We managed to keep going. The Philippines zone is a really great subject. I mean, a lot of people back in the UK, I know lots of people who love coming to Thailand. I don't know that many who go to the Philippines. But then when you meet people who are married, you're more likely to meet people who are married to Filipinos rather than Thais. So it's, I mean, Philippines is a great country. I don't know the country of the Philippines as well as I know Thailand, but I've been there twice, and I would quite happily, if the wind was in the right direction, I'd quite happily go there again. So I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. We've had a nice little chat. Let's anything else? Jesus, I'm miles behind on the chat. Let's just get this one out of the way. Miles behind on the chat. Someone's giving me a super chat. Fine, thank you. I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. It was just that I'm waffling on and I'm very, very slow on the chat tonight. How is English speaking in the Philippines versus Thailand? I'm scared of the language barrier. Only been to Germany and Iceland, both lots of English speakers. I think the consensus, Philippines was once an American colony, wasn't it? So I think the English is more widespread in the Philippines than it is in Thailand. You know, in Thailand you can get by with things, but I think Philippines is easier. So thanks for that super chat anyway, mate. I appreciate that, really do. Okay, so let's see. Glenn McAllister. Okay, Glenn McAllister. A lot of hotels are still closed in Angeles. I think it will reopen later this month as more tourists arrive. I hope so too. Angeles, when I first went to Angeles, I wasn't that keen on it, but then it grows on you. It quickly, and I really got to like it. But I really hope that Scorebird's place opens again, because it was a lot of people made videos of it, but it was such a damn good place. I hope it all gets back together again. I really do. Let's see. Jack the Lad Cambodia, a lot more Scorebears, different name bars, guaranteed. I hope so. No, honestly, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. The last time I was in the Philippines 3 years ago, I went to a variety of places, and when I left there, I left in a good frame of mind. I left there thinking, this is a damn good place. This is. I liked it a lot better than I liked it on my first visit. When I left the Philippines, I thought, I'm going to return there. This is a damn good country. It really is. So let's hope it all gets back together again. There's a lot to the Philippines. There's loads of it. Let me see now. Yeah, okay. SOS. If Eddie could travel around Southeast Asia by train, it would be with Intercity. Okay, very nice. Okay. For those who are from other countries don't understand, I think it's a pun on intercity, you know, the old stuff. Okay, intercity. Okay, I'm into cities. Okay, well traveled for that. Vietnam's the most beautiful girls in Southeast Asia, hands down. They have some very beautiful girls. There's no doubt about that. Some good-looking girls in some other places. Okay. Let's see. Robert Wells, let's be honest, there are two primary areas for girly bars in the Philippines, Angeles and Vegas. Both are very poor, and the geezer bars are a bloody nuisance. Okay, fair enough. Martin Ryder, I think a lot of Filipino overseas workers are going home to visit family after 2 years travel restrictions. Supply and demand putting the prices up. Yeah, well, absolutely. Dickie B, Eddie, did you book an open-ended ticket with Emirates or one way? No, I booked a return ticket. I've actually got a return ticket for, beginning of April, I think it is, from beginning of January to beginning of April for 3 months. It was a really great value return ticket, about £4,500. Brilliant value, good deal. I went via Dubai. No problem with that at all. Now, whether I'm going to make it for that return flight, I don't know, because it leaves from Bangkok. So we'll just have to see. I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to delay that return ticket and put it into the future and go somewhere. I don't know what's going to happen. Really don't. Right now, I'm here in Southeast Asia, and I'm having quite a good time. To be honest with you. Richard, as more and more airlines return flying to Manila, the price will drop. The Philippines is much more easy going than Thailand will until they change. Well, I would have said in the past that Thailand is more easy going, to be honest with you. But at this moment in time, the test and go has made a comeback, and more PCR tests. So let's see. Yeah, Andrew Jones. Thai Airways used to fly 10 times a week from Bangkok to Manila. This month is 3 a week. Okay, so it's scarcity. I mean, these airlines have been, grounded for a long time. They've been in limbo, haven't they? No one knows what's going to happen next. Give it a while. I mean, the worst thing I think anyone can do right now is to say the Philippines is open on February the 10th. Right, that's it. Book a flight there. No. I think leave it a little bit. Let's see what happens anyway. I mean, if people are not booking flights there, but if the flights are a rip-off and people are not booking, I think the airlines they'll get the message, and you will see the flights. You will see those flights coming down. Martin Ryder comes up with some great comments. Philippines is just opened up. Wait 3 months until it settles down. Well, you know, we'll see. I mean, that sounds like good advice to me, mate. Sounds like good advice. Let's see. Brian Ashmore, 9 years ago, I paid 90 quid return Bangkok to Clark, which is in, that's Angela. Is that Angeles? Was that Angela? I think it was. Absolutely. 4K Phuket. Cambodia isn't cheap because it's strong dollar. Thailand is better quality. Well, last time I was in Cambodia was a few years ago, but it was cheap enough then. Okay. Now let's see. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna. What's the what's this one? Knockers. He's give him a little bit of attention. Give Knockers a bit of attention. Knockers, it's good. It's an old 70s word that, you know, she's got a lovely pair of knockers. But you don't hear that word, but good stuff there. I like that. Okay. Eddie, do you like French fancies, or is it just a nasty rumour? French fancies. Well, if you're talking about Bridget Bardot, I like it. I wouldn't mind a bit of rumpy pumpy with Bridget Bardot or somebody like that. But I don't know what that means, mate. Anyway, but thanks anyway. What's this that I'm hearing? Pomrob. If you don't register online for the One Health Pass for the Philippines, they will not let you on the flight. Now, is this their version of the Thailand Pass? You know, it's all new. It's only just happened. I glanced through the, the restrictions and the regulations and all this kind of stuff. I think I heard of the One Health Pass before, but this is all brand new information, so I'm not really up to date on all of that. Okay, so we've waffled on for an hour and 26 minutes here. I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. So we've talked a little bit about the Philippines. It's exciting that it's opened up. Cambodia. Let me just say about Cambodia. My flight was cancelled to Cambodia, but it's been open for the last couple of months. And the reports, I haven't really heard any bad reports about it. So the reports are pretty good. I'm starting to hear some good reports about Cambodia right now. So let's see what happens. But it's exciting news that the Philippines is open. Things are developing okay. Thailand's brought back the test and go, but I still don't like that bloody day 5 thing. I don't like the idea of that. I'm just glad that I personally don't have to do it. I've done it with the day 5 with the getting tested at that awful bloody hospital. But the idea of staying in a quarantine hotel on day 5 after you've already had your fun around town for a few days, it doesn't sound good to me. That doesn't sound good. But we'll see what happens anyway. Let me see now. Okay, so we've been all right tonight. Anyway, it's just getting off for 1.5 hours. I'm gonna wrap this. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Gonna see if there's any more really, really interesting comments, and I'm gonna wrap this one up. I was actually planning. I'm gonna show you what I was planning on a late night snack. So I might just have it in a moment, because only fast food stuff. This is 1:30 in the morning here in Pattaya, and under normal circumstances, you could go out and get anything you want. But it's all it's all closed now. But this stuff here, where is it there? Okay, this is the stuff that you get from the 7-Eleven. Korean noodles. It's their very hot noodle. You just add. You just add hot water to it, and it's got some sauce. They're actually quite tasty, and they're only about 20 or 30 baht a piece. They are occasionally when you have a late night snack, it's just a thing anyway. But I don't know whether I'm in the mood for that right now. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to skip through the chat here. Let's see what have we got here. Let's see what have we got here. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. It's just about 1.5 hours now. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up at 1.5 hours. We're going to wrap this one up. I'll say thanks for watching anyway. It's 1:30 in the morning here. It's 6:30 in the evening. It's tea time in the UK. It's probably late morning or midday or whatever in America. Let's see. Well, let's put that one up there a moment. That's quite an interesting. Doesn't make bloody sense to say 2 PCR tests over 5 days. Over 5 days. Well, it's actually 3 PCR tests, mate. It's one when you leave England. It's one when you arrive in Bangkok, and it's 1 in 5 days' time. It's 3 PCR tests, and it is bloody ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. Okay. Okay, so Paul Natal, it was 1,600 quid at 60 one was very, very expensive. Okay, that's ridiculous. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up right now. We're bang on 1.5 hours. I think that's just about long enough for the live stream. It's great having everybody here tonight. I've got to keep my voice down because I'm in a hotel room in Pattaya right now, and it's an ungodly time of night. I'll say thanks for watching. Over the next month or so, I'm going to be relaxing in Pattaya, making a few vlogs out and about, whatever. But for now, I'll say thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Keep thinking positive, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. There we go. Are we still live? I think we're still live. I think there's an error occurred in the broadcast there. What is it? End the broadcast. I don't think I can end right now because it's still. Is the Wi-Fi gone pear-shaped? Has the Wi-Fi gone pear-shaped? Okay. Let's see. Be careful about this because I've actually wiped this. I'm still going on. Is anyone still there in the chat? The Wi-Fi is still on. Let me see now. Yeah, how about that one there? Oh no. Yeah, okay. Let's do that one. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Let's see now. How are we doing? This is going to be a strange. If anyone's watching this on replay, this is going to be a very, very, very strange end. Okay. Let's see. Where are we now? I'm just going to wrap this one up. Okay.